We're surrounded by a world of many mysteries. One of those mysteries is the afterlife. After many years working in the UK, I'm now travelling in America to help others unlock mysteries, investigate hauntings, and prove another place of existence is very real. And sometimes the events of the past can survive into our future. I am Don Phillips, and you are watching American Supernatural Uncovered.
Tonight on American Supernatural Uncovered, Don Phillips and his team joined forces with the Santa Cruz Ghost Hunters to investigate claims of paranormal activity at the famous, world-renowned Brookdale Lodge, located deep within the Santa Cruz Mountains, surrounded by giant redwoods. The lodge has long been associated with paranormal activity. Are there still past guests who refuse to check out?
The lodge was originally the site HQ for the former Grosvenor Mill Company, purchased by Judge James Logan in the 1900s. It was in 1922 a Dr. F.K. Camp who was responsible for the rerouted beautiful brook which now flowed through the dining area. It was soon to become an irresistible magnet to some of Hollywood's biggest names. Katharine Hepburn, Joan Crawford, the master of suspense himself Alfred Hitchcock, Hedy Lamarr, Bob Hope, the legendary Marilyn Monroe, and not forgetting the iconic James Dean. But it wasn't all good times at the Brookdale Lodge, and it saw its fair share of tragedies. October 24th, 1956, a fire swept the lodge, causing an estimated $200,000 worth of damage. 2005 again saw the lodge destroyed by a blaze, and in 2009, just 4 years later, yet another fire engulfed the Brookdale Lodge, said to have begun in the same location as the previous fire in 2005. The lodge has seen many tragedies over its lifetime and undergone many changes, falling into decay and becoming a victim of time itself. But the story was far from over. In 2014, hotelier Praveen Patel announced he had now purchased the Brookdale Lodge.
We got to carry on, we got to move forward, and we've been getting a lot of support from the community because of, they're finally realizing how important this project is to the San Lorenzo Valley.
A man with a vision to restore and preserve the memories of this iconic building.
We actually preserved as much as we could that was here originally, and we added as much woodwork as we can because we are in the mountains. All of this is all original. There was a fireplace, we preserved it, and we dressed it up because it was pretty tore up and run down. This is what, you see these pipes? Yeah. That was all through the building here. This was a VIP party room, so to speak. So the bands, I think, were probably relaxing here before and after their concert. And this room, this here, I don't know if you guys are ready for this one. Might as well, we can't keep it. Ready for it.
Through this door was a breathtaking step back in time. A place that seemed almost frozen in time.
So when we were first in the market to purchase the property, we had came and looked at this property, right? And to go and make sure what we were getting into, and it was a disaster. It looked like a war zone. And so she was with me, and we went around, there was debris, garbage, it was like Twilight Zone kind of, okay? Yeah. And so she's like, no, we can't do this. This is way too big, it's a mess. It's gonna take years of our lives here. Right as we were discussing, I told Nate, I said, listen, I just went ahead and signed, and we're the proud owners of the Brookdale Lodge. And she goes, is that the place we went and looked at? And I said, well, yeah, I'm gonna take it on. I have a vision, I have a passion and a dream for this place. And so I went ahead and signed the contract, and she goes, are you kidding me? And then as we were discussing this. Boom, right on TV as we were watching TV along with that. Discovery Channel comes on and goes, Brookdale Lodge, the haunted establishment. And she's like, oh, it's even haunted? Oh, no. So, and I said, it's too late now, but I've already signed on. We're owners. We're an escrow. And she was like, oh, my God, it's haunted? Oh, nobody told us about that? Oh, no.
Absolutely incredible. We've just heard Previn explaining some things that's happened here. Some things that's been reported. It's still as it was in the era. We've had Marilyn Monroe, we've had gangsters. There's a whole array of different levels of time and history, tragedies. A lot of people say they've seen Sarah Logan. Is she real? Does she exist? We don't know. Tonight we'll try and find out. If we investigate this place, we'll see if we can find out, separate some of the myths from the legends, get the truth behind any of those myths and legends. Tonight, I think it's going to be pretty good.
So I've lived on the property for 5 years now as a caretaker and security for the property. And then in that time, there have been a few things that have happened to me. But one of the most memorable is I was sitting over in the area by the ramp and the Foot Locker, or what they call the cooler, with two friends. We had been in the lodge for a few hours, 2:30 in the morning. One guy's had leg surgery, so we had to stop and let him rest. When we did that, they sat down and I was standing next to him. Now as I was standing there and we were talking with each other, and we did have all the lights out because we had night vision goggles. We were fairly serious about trying to see something. And as I was standing there talking to him, I felt a hand in the middle of my back and a push that was hard enough to make me stumble forward a couple of steps to catch my balance. I never did fall, but I did stagger, kind of. And my friends immediately asked me what just happened, and I told them that I was pushed, and I was kind of freaked out by it because whatever pushed me was already gone. I sensed it was nothing was there, and yet I know distinctly I felt something in the middle of my back. And then, as I'm telling them all this, we all decided to leave. That's how that ended up.
I've been invited to investigate these claims for myself by Maury A. Porter. She and her team, the Santa Cruz Ghost Hunters, have been investigating the myths, the legends and the hauntings at the lodge for the past few years. So this is the main book room.
This is, yes.
Okay, I've heard a lot of stuff about this room. A lot of stuff about this room.
Right.
What can you tell me about this room? I know there's this Sarah.
There's the legend of Sarah Logan. People have also heard and seen apparitions in this room. They've seen the apparition of a woman in an old dress. They've heard the giggles of a child, presumably of Sarah.
They've heard the giggles?
They have heard the giggles.
And there's just multiple accounts. I know there's been multiple accounts of people saying they've seen Sarah.
Yes. In fact, I've even seen her.
You've seen Sarah?
I've seen her, and I didn't know that I had seen her when I had saw her because I hadn't even heard about the legend.
So you saw an apparition of a child. At that time you hadn't heard the legend of Sarah?
No.
And was that down there in the water?
That was actually in the bar.
In the bar?
In the bar, and I was hanging out with friends. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning, and here's this little girl who looks solid like you and I wandering through the bar, tapping people on the shoulder, and everybody's ignoring her.
As Maury showed the rest of the team around, I wandered around alone, and with so many reports of paranormal activity, I was full of anticipation and wondered what was waiting to be uncovered here at the Brookdale Lodge.
So, which locations in Brookdale do you find the most interesting? Where are you most drawn to?
That ends. People have heard voices in here. Some have experienced being touched or pushed. Just weird phenomenon.
There are many people with their own stories about the Brookdale Lodge. One such person is Janine Coppin, who visited the Brookdale Lodge during 2010, and she shares her experiences.
One of the ladies working here was nice enough to let us go into the original cabin. Once I went into the cabin, I did feel a very heavy presence. I was very uneasy, felt very thick. I had a small camera. I didn't have a flash on that, but I just began to take random shots around the room, just snapping over and over again just to see what might happen. About 45 minutes later, we were back at the room, and I went to check the film to see what I may have captured. What I saw was absolutely terrifying. It appeared to be a ghost-like apparition of a skeletal form screaming in agony. That night they were going to be having a seance at the lodge, where I originally did not have any interest in attending, but after seeing this picture, I thought it would be best if I actually went to this seance to see if I could get some more information on what appeared on film. It was terrifying. I felt that someone or something was trying to get a message through to say that I'm here, I can't get out, and I need somebody's help. It is one of the most incredible experiences of my entire life, one that I will never forget, and I do hope to find peace for whoever's still stuck here at the lodge.
So one of the other weird rooms too is upstairs, and they call it Sarah's room, after the little girl who allegedly died in the creek.
Right.
However, it was not really Sarah's room. It was actually a manager who had set it up because the room was pretty much useless. And what employees used to do is leave toys laying around in the dining hall. And for the little girl, and the next day the toys were either moved or displaced or something. What's odd about this room is it's got bars on the windows.
Was this room actually used as a playroom for Sarah, or is that the belief?
It was set up for her. This was like years later.
Yeah. Oh, set up by people after she passed away?
Well, just throughout the legend.
Ooh.
So I don't know what the room originally was used for, but it was kind of strange that it had this kind of grate hanging.
It was at this point our camera picked up this childlike murmur, but this was nothing compared with what was to follow in the kitchen area.
It is a weird room.
Wow.
People claim that they've heard cleaning in here.
Like sort of pots and pans?
Like pots and pans and utensils.
If you listen very carefully, you will hear the voice of a very young child saying, "Look for Sally." This is the clip without the enhanced audio sound. And this is the same clip, again enhanced. This young child's voice sounded to be around about the age of the much reported Sarah Logan. Could it be possible that the purported ghost of Sarah Logan was actually that of a young girl named Sally? The words "look for Sally" would suggest that she herself believes there is something there still to be found, and something that we will investigate further upon our return. As Gunnar entered through the doorway, another disembodied spirit voice, this time a male, that clearly says the word man.
Wow. Wow.
So Don, what do you think of the Brookdale Lodge that you've seen thus far?
I think it's a pretty incredible place, to be honest. Rumours and myths and legends generally only work when I'm feeling quite a strong energy. It's not that strong in there at the moment. There's little pockets, but nothing significant. So I think what I'd like to do is, when the rest of the team get here, is we'll start off, in the pool area, where I believe a young lady drowned. There have been many numerous accounts of personal tragedy and loss of life over the years at the Brookdale Lodge Resort. According to legend, a 13-year-old girl fell and drowned in the Brookdale pool.
However, after much research by multiple researchers, including myself, nothing's been substantiated to confirm this.
Okay, so rumour and legend has it 2 people have actually lost their lives in this pool. One a 13-year-old, one a 19-year-old. This is actually swept as well, so you know if you're getting near the edge. Right. So, that's very easy. Yeah, but no, you can't swim. Why would you get that close? Why would you get that close? If you fell in, even though you couldn't swim, I mean, we've got steps there. I mean, all around. But again, the question, you know you can't swim. Why so close to the edge? Thoughts?
I find it just kind of out of the ordinary.
Wouldn't a drain be powerful enough to pull something? This is a deep pool.
There's been instances where kids have drowned in a pool when usually girls, when they have long hair, in a pool that's deep, the suction, because
That's what the story was, is that she was sucked into a drain.
and they can't get out.
16th of July 1912, the Oakland Tribune reported how a Miss May Cribbs and 2 girls were out wandering when both girls fell into the river. All 3 were non-swimmers. Despite this, Mrs. Cribbs threw herself into the deep waters in a desperate attempt to save the girls. Tragically, all 3 lost their lives and were discovered a short time later.
Her sister, Mrs. May H. Cripps. May. Daughters of Mr. and Mrs. J.F. Sill. Will be cremated, while the body of Miss Lillian McDonald, daughter of Mrs. M. McDonald, will be shipped Friday morning to Vallejo.
With hidden rooms, secret passageways said to have been installed during the gangster years in the 40s and 50s. Murders, suicides and other tragedies, it's not surprising the Brookdale Lodge has a reputation of being haunted, paranormal activity and witness ghostly apparitions. Over years, the most reported sighting is believed to be the ghost of Sarah Logan. Sarah, the niece of Judge Logan, who according to legend fell into the creek, sustained injuries and died within its unforgiving waters. Previous owners, staff and guests all claimed to have seen a little girl at the Brookdale Lodge wearing a distinctive white dress and a blue ribbon. Could this really be Sarah's spirit wandering the Brookdale Lodge? Later, we delve into the legend, searching for answers.
So I ran security here at Brookdale Lodge from 2005 to 2007. So during the course of them 3 years, nightly I would close this place up at 2:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock. And during concerts or what have you, at closing time, I would try to get everybody to vacate and then start making my rounds through the Brookdale Lodge.
I'm the caretaker, and my duties are actually be Patel when he's not here, and I take care of the grounds, basically. I live upstairs in the lodge. Been here 5 years and some days. And the place pulls you in. It's intriguing, very intriguing.
I'd start at the top floor and check each room, shut each door as I made my circle through the Brook room and then through the bar area and through the concert hall. And get down to the second floor, same thing. Get down to the first floor and I would hear sounded like footsteps back on the first floor. So I would get up there as fast as I can, and I never did find anybody, but several times the doors I know I closed, which was my way of confirming I checked that room, were cracked back open. So that was always a strange encounter here I had at the Brookdale Lodge.
Yeah, I've been hissed at. I've knocks on my door. My dog is hesitant to go in because there's something in the room. I've had things follow us around in here at night. The kitchen, sometimes in the morning at 4 o'clock, it sounds like a full-service kitchen. I've heard it. I really wasn't a believer till I came up here, and there's definitely some energy here. What can I say? It is what it is.
I would go from one area to another and get up into these smaller rooms, and I could swear somebody was watching me. And I would do another round and check, and not once did I ever find anybody up there. So I'm not sure what it is about Brookdale Lodge. It's a very strange place, but a lot of you folks probably get that feeling when somebody's watching you. At 3 o'clock in the morning, I ran into that quite a bit here. And there's some very small rooms that you go in and check upstairs that is off limits to the public, and you just get a really odd feeling when you step into those rooms, like you're in there not alone. So
I guess the one that sticks out most is one time we were coming in here, I was with my friend Hank and another friend Brian. We were going ghost hunting, and it seemed like in the distance you could hear a girl's voice asking for help. And everywhere we went in the lodge that night, there was water dripping and footsteps behind us. When we stopped, it would stop. And that's the one that sticks out the most. I was up here in the conference room working by myself one time, and something hissed in my ear. And then there was nothing there. I was the only one up there at the time. And those two instances stick out in my mind the most. But shadow figures all day long in my apartment. Sometimes one day Hank and there was no activity. There was no activity or little activity in the lodge, and he hung a crucifix up back where the lobby is now. And that morning, me and my friend Brian, we were looking out the bar window that opens up, and I seen a shadow figure go. I said, "Brian, did you see that?" And he said, "What the hell?" He's seeing it too. And then we heard like a tray of dishes crashing into the wall. And what I'm thinking, I don't know, but to rationalize this in my own mind was the fact that I thought maybe that crucifix kept something from going to where it was going, or where it lived, or where it stayed. It kept it from crossing that path. And when that crucifix was finally taken down, it started getting active in here again. And dude probably kicked something on the way home, happy to be home or something. I don't know, but that was a weird experience too. And again, the shadow figures upstairs in the apartment, they're always there. I learned to live with them, So
I always wanted to see Sarah, and I had hoped to, but matter of fact, at 2:30 in the morning, I'd call out her name, "Sarah, are you here?" as I'm walking through the Brookdale Lodge, middle of the night, and half the lights were out, and I never did get the opportunity to see her, but something inside me tells me she's here somewhere. And Brookdale Lodge is a place in itself. I don't know if it's temperature changes from the river room to the other parts of the building or what, but the building talks to you, makes some strange noises, and you hear some strange stuff. It's definitely an odd place.
Having heard testimonials and ourselves already witnessed disembodied voices, even prior to the investigation, we was keen to get started.
So we've just been upstairs, we've literally just about to start the investigation, recording for less than 2 minutes. Camera goes off, absolutely no reason. Goes off a second time, we've come downstairs, tried to work out what it is, can't find any fault with the camera at all. Seemingly, every time we put it on, it's on for 30 seconds and just goes off. We've recorded for about 20-30 minutes earlier today on that camera, absolutely no problems. Can't at the moment work out any reason why that'd be happening.
We got ready to go ahead and do the investigation and started up the stairs, and it just started going off. We've come back and we've checked it a number of times, we've switched out batteries. We thought we had it for a second, and then off it went. So we're kind of at a loss.
Having now sorted the cameras out, as the others checked the darkest recesses of the Brookdale Lodge, I'd already informed the team not to expect too much because the energy was very low. I suddenly felt a strong spirit presence. It was when I told him I knew he was there that he spoke.
He's in here, he's in here.
I need to know. I need to know. Okay, so obviously last night we struggled because of the water and it was very low energy and everything, but one thing that was, well, really strange, and unfortunately there's no witnesses to that, not even Patty was with me at the time. Patty was like kind of standing facing me. I just glanced up in the swimming pool area on the ceiling, and there was these like flashing lights. And if you've got like the sun coming through the sky, like hitting the water and reflecting on the ceiling, that's what it looked like. I think we should go back to the pool area. I think we should try this pool area again. Just saw a flashing in the ceiling there. I've no idea where that came from. It looked kind of... Can I buy that torch? Whenever I come across anything I consider anomalous, I also consider this could actually be a spirit wishing to open communication. In his male-sounding vortexy voice, indeed confirmed that he was trying to communicate. I've no idea where that came from. After all, this is the deep end. Could this have been?
Wait a minute, I gotta turn this around. Hold on a minute.
After all, this is the deep end. Could this have been?
Wait a minute, I gotta turn this around.
It is a lot stronger tonight. I can feel it now. What I've always said, the environmental conditions affect things greatly. It was freezing cold last night.
Oh, so cold.
When we arrived yesterday, it was really busy. Then it got colder and it just died. We've got some interesting stuff in the pool room upstairs. We've just kind of set up now. We're going to go up to the pool room. I think we need to go into the pool room now while we've got this.
Definitely, yes.
Because don't forget, we're looking for actual voice phenomena, something we can hear as clear English. If we can pull a couple of them out tonight and nothing else, it's something.
Yeah.
Okay, so shall we do that now?
Yeah. Yep.
Brilliant. I did actually ask for your name, your first name. The rest of the team were quite shocked as this spirit gives her name in a Class A reply, Marilyn. Okay, so I said there was a lady here. This is now getting really, really strong. At the mention of the name Mary, so there's obviously definitely some significance, whether it's the pool, whether it's the lodge. It sounded like Mary. Would have been given the name Mary, and again at the mention of the name, this small glowing orb appeared in the darkness above my head, and there were no lights in use at the time. Okay, we've got quite a lot coming through now compared with yesterday.
What did that one say? Can you hear me?
I suggest we go somewhere else. We thank these people, these lovely spirits, and we move on.
I'm really impressed with the "Can you hear me?" That voice, that's why I asked him to play it again. To me, that sounded like EVPs I've heard of Sarah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but what you actually said then was, I know you're trying, I know it's difficult, and the response was as if it was a mobile phone conversation. Can you hear me?
Right.
Very
Prior to us arriving at the lodge for the investigation, I'd already requested from Maury a couple of helium-filled balloons for a couple of potential experiments. During the course of the evening, and several times, one particular balloon seemed to have a mind all of its own.
Which point did that come past us?
No, he put the balloon over where he was talking, but it still made it along the fence and through the gate and out that way.
Which, correct me if I'm wrong, Steve, you were standing in front of. I don't understand how that came
I was
past us.
standing in front of the gate. I was actually in the way, so it had to go
behind you
me.
and behind me, without either of us noticing it, to get to that place over there, and it stopped spot.
Okay, so you think we could have been drawing attention if it was some spirit intervention? It could have been drawing attention to that room, and maybe we should go in there, just spend a couple of minutes and get some replies. Okay, let's do that. Yeah.
So that was really weird. Myself and Tim are standing right in this little space here as Don's doing his recordings. The balloon is over near Don, and I don't know how this has happened, but it somehow has got either round the back of us and into this back room here. The only way I can consider that must have happened is it must have lifted up and moved over there and set itself back down, because I don't understand how none of us have seen that. I don't understand how, I mean, if it went behind me and you, Tim, I have no idea how that happened. I'm a little bit shocked, to be honest, because we all expected it to be over there and it isn't.
Right.
but I don't understand how me and Tim didn't see it.
I know, that's
I
the
don't
thing.
understand how 4 of us were standing there and not one of us noticed what was going on.
The general feeling within the team was that this balloon had actually been behaving unnaturally. If that was the case, now was the time for me to try an experiment which I'd been planning for some time.
So we're getting ready to go back up to the pool area. Don wants to go ahead and run an experiment with a helium balloon floating in the air. He wants to see if it can be drawn toward him. So we're going to go back up the pool and see if we can make it happen.
I'm not going to lie, mate, but if we turn around in the brook room and the balloon's behind us, I'm going to lose my shit.
With the gunner's bows remaining safely intact, we made our way to the pool area to continue with this experiment.
What I plan to do, as explained earlier, the energy is quite high. I'm going to see if we can get the spirits to bring this balloon towards me.
This balloon was counterbalanced to drift approximately 4 to 5 feet from the floor, and under normal circumstances, it is our belief it should have maintained that height at all times. After the most intriguing balloon experiment, we took a break. We headed downstairs where we bumped into John, which led us on another trail deeper into the mysteries of the Brookdale Lodge.
On the pool deck, it's always been my weirdest spot too. But my partner Hank and a friend of ours that was really into the paranormal scene passed away, God bless him, last Christmas. They were challenged by some entity up there that came right up to them and
what do you mean challenged? In what way?
Just like, like, I don't know, we tried to make reason of it and we thought maybe it was camp, pissed off at the way this place has been run. I have to make rhyme or reason out of this stuff because it just don't make no sense.
Yeah.
Probably get more information if you talk to Hank, but yeah, there's weird stuff going on the pool deck, like the curtains and the shower curtains and the bathroom stalls, doors slamming. No wind and they're moving.
This is what you've actually
That's what I've experienced up there, yeah. Also, one night we came down from the pool deck. We came into the side door of the lodge, and we could hear in the distance sounded like a girl was saying, "Help me, help me." And then everywhere we went near, everywhere we walked, there was footprints and water dripping. When we stopped, it would stop. We stopped, it would stop.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I think there's some energy here.
What do you think, guys?
I think we should get up there now.
We need to get up there now.
Yeah.
It's always interesting, people telling stories like that because that sounds really, really intriguing and very, very genuine, doesn't it?
Right, it's very genuine.
The guy was challenged.
Yeah.
What does challenged mean? We don't know what challenged means, do we?
Yeah.
Did he see something? Did he hear something?
I believe say it was like a barrier.
I believe it sort of dark. Something seemed to come towards him, is what he felt.
Yeah.
And he felt threatened by it, I think.
We'd now been aware of these hidden rooms of this service corridor, and we knew we were probably the first and the last people to have the opportunity to investigate this part of the lodge. At this point, we had no idea what we would find or what we would uncover, so with balloon in hands, we headed back upstairs.
Watch the floor.
Prior to entering the corridor, Hank was very keen to share with us his own experiences.
And then I had some cameras up here, some infrared cameras. We were monitoring the images from the motorhome in the parking lot.
Just general security cameras?
Yeah, no.
Oh,
we were looking for paranormal.
You were looking for paranormal?
Absolutely. I have hours and hours of footage in here. But the camera went dead, and so we came in here to either retrieve it or put a new battery pack in it and see what had happened. We came in through the door over that way, where John's apartment is.
Yep.
And when we came in, the camera was over here by the ladies' dressing room. Mm-hmm. And when we came in, we heard a noise over here on the ground floor in this corner. It sounded like something shuffling, kind of moving around a little bit, but it sounded kind of large.
No, not like a rodent, it sounded like a person.
Or just larger.
Something pretty large.
Something large. And so we came walking around here, and we're being really quiet. And we're trying to get over to the camera area. And about, I don't know, about halfway to where the camera was. All of a sudden, over here in the corner, we hear this dawn thing, like that.
That loud?
Yeah, oh yeah. And then it took steps. It started to go from that corner over to that corner. This thing was coming right at us. You know, we felt it was like a charge, kind of almost. And it went right past us and stopped. And we could sense that it was still present. But and it was, you could hear it like walking back, like shuffling, kind of like that. Just in one spot, kind of. And so we yelled at it. You know, we asked it what it was doing here, what did it want, and, you know, all this stuff. And there was still no response. And then finally, we just heard it walk away. It just walked.
How was you feeling at that point? Was you feeling frightened, nervous? Did it feel threatened? Did you feel threatened?
For a moment, I did, yeah.
Okay, so how long did this entire thing last for?
The whole thing probably lasted 45 seconds, maybe.
And in here?
In here, I haven't had any particularly.
You haven't?
You know.
Can you tell me what this is?
This is a maintenance area. It's access to all the rooms. It goes right down the center of the building. Yep. There's a bank of rooms on this side, and there's a bank of rooms on this side.
Okay.
And it's basically for maintenance access to water pipes, wiring, that kind of stuff.
I think now we should get in there, investigate that.
But it is screwed shut.
We were full of anticipation, not knowing quite what to expect.
Watch out for the nails. Yep.
You all right?
Wow, Tim, what do you say about this?
This is unbelievable. I mean,
Isn't it?
We came right down the plumbing chutes, and then we got into entering these rooms that have obviously been busted open. They've been doing work, but it gives us access into rooms that I don't think anybody's been in for a while. This is another cigarette machine.
65-cent cigarette machine.
Would you look at that?
Whoa, check that out. That's awesome.
Wow.
These walls obviously have stories to tell. Let's try recording. Now's your time. That is an amazing recording, Tim. Can you hear that?
Yeah, that shouldn't be here.
Bob, no, I can hear every word of that. Okay, guys, can anybody hear it?
Yeah.
Well, that's it. What's that saying? Anybody?
I don't like it.
Yeah, something I don't like it.
I'm getting, they're never going to like it. Now, isn't that interesting? We've all got more or less the same thing. That was in total silence. We were all there. There's not a sound in here. There's no electricity. There's absolutely nothing. That should not be there, like you said.
Great, I just want to know who's they? They're never going to like it.
We all heard exactly the same thing.
A full-on sentence.
Yeah.
What was this referring to? Was this referring to the spirits wouldn't like him to give me his name? Or did he mean the rest of the team wouldn't like it? Could this have been somebody's name who was notoriously known from the past? A further discovery confirms this was far more than a storage room, or at least it had been in the past.
Huh. Gang, criminal street, narcotic, okay.
Okay, what have you found?
Something about...
A search warrant.
A search warrant?
Yeah, and this is, I've been involved in this one time. I've experienced Is this the person that's doing this? Okay.
What's the name of what's the initials on that?
Is there any initials that correspond to that name earlier?
Signature Ray Hernandez.
What do you think about what's taking place tonight?
I think it's quite interesting. I've never been a part of anything like it, so.
Pace has certainly picked up, hasn't it?
Oh, big time compared to last night. And I think, like Don was saying, the weather has a lot to do with it too. It's not as cold as it was last night. It's a little more comfortable. I think comfortable for everybody.
Things that have taken place tonight, what's stood out?
The voices down in the pool, that was pretty good. I haven't heard anything like that before, so that one's sticking with me for right now.
We had done enough to substantiate claims that the Brookdale Lodge was haunted, and that past reports from other people were more than just their imagination. But what about this child's spirit, Sarah Logan? Whoever this child's spirit was, she'd been encountered by many previous people. The presumption so far was that this child's spirit was actually that of Sarah Logan. Tomorrow was our last day of investigation at the Brookdale Lodge. Frustratingly, the one place we had been unable to investigate was the heart of the Brookdale Lodge, which was the Brook Room, and I was still no wiser about Sarah Logan. The next day I'd arranged to meet Maury to see what her in-depth research on Sarah Logan had actually dug up.
This is the death certificate I found regarding Sarah Logan, dating 1892.
Yeah, because the obviously there's been a lot of, well, rumours about this Sarah Logan. Did she exist? Is she connected to the place? The way she died and everything, and you're telling me now this is a copy of her death certificate.
Well, this is a copy of a death certificate. The only one I've been able to find. Nobody has been able to find any information on Sarah Logan as existing. So we can at least prove that there was a Sarah Logan. She passed away in 1892.
I'm just looking on here. Is it cause of death?
Yeah, see, now that's the curious thing. We have cause of death, immediate cause of death, paralysis of the lungs.
Right.
However, disease or injury was diphtheria. Right. Now, I spoke...
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there was any kind of significant injury, there would be something on there.
Yeah, you would think so. You would think so.
So when's this dated?
This is dated in 1892.
I'm sorry.
What's up?
I've just spoke to Hank in the main room, right, in the Brookdale Lodge in there. He thinks he's found a tunnel. There's a hole in the side of the brook.
Yeah, where is it?
It's on the side of the brook. If you step over the railings, on the other side, you're looking back at it. There's like a hole. It's about sort of shoulder width wide.
There is legends of tunnels. There was cold storage under there. There's reported tunnels from gangster days.
Would I fit in that tunnel? As I prepared for the tunnel, I was aware there were potential risks. We were unaware where it may lead or just what it may lead to. But we was there for answers. For many years there had been long-standing rumours and legends about tunnels used and installed by the gangsters during the 1940s and 50s. So was this actually a tunnel, or was it just mere stone missing from the wall? Once inside, it very quickly became very claustrophobic. I could feel the ceiling scraping along my back. It became more and more restrictive, oddly in a room to maneuver.
the Brookdale Lodge. A place with so many mysteries. Tonight, hopefully, one of the mysteries will be solved.
After several minutes had passed, I had not yet contacted the team, who were already by this time getting a little anxious.
Okay, we can't get any further. The tunnel's collapsed.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. I could see his feet.
Yeah.
You know, and then they kind of went around the corner. And they disappeared, and then I didn't see his light on or anything.
Yeah.
He's about as far over as he's past the window.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
He's past the window.
That direction. Where those street chairs are stacked up, yeah.
Wow.
He's beyond that.
So what room is that?
It's
That's the mermaid room over there.
Okay. Heading out towards the pool.
Yeah, we'll head in that direction.
Are you receiving over?
Repeat that.
Are you receiving?
Say it again one more time, please.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that you was receiving.
Yes, receiving loud and clear.
Okay, so I've got quite a way.
Okay, are you alright?
Well, yeah, I've got quite a way into the tunnel. I mean, I can confirm that this is a tunnel. Problem that we've got is the tunnel's collapsing. The tunnel is collapsing.
Oh, the tunnel is collapsing. Not good.
I cannot go any further.
No, it is collapsing now.
I'm just out of curiosity, I'm going to try and take maybe a couple of recordings because it's such an enclosed space, and then I'm going to head back. Over.
During our time at the Brookdale Lodge, due to the high water levels and the immense sound generated by the brook, it had been impossible to investigate that particular area of the lodge. This left me quite frustrated. Now, here, alone, in a tunnel, I saw this as the ideal opportunity to try and make contact to any spirits willing to respond. Still not knowing whether Sarah Logan was actually real or whether it was just a legend, so I decided to ask, are there any spirits here by the name of Sarah?
Sarah. Well, I'm in a collapsed tunnel. There's obviously nobody around, no neighbours, and no other noise contamination. So if I'm getting voices, then I would suggest that these are indeed spirit replies. Now, the other thing that's really interesting is I'm just looking at the walls of this tunnel. I can confirm they are man-made walls in construction.
Interesting. Okay, walls of construction. Yeah, okay.
Okay, I'll report back in 5. Oh man, I can hardly move. The problem I've got, I'm not going to be able to turn around to go back.
We had established that these were man-made tunnels, and just maybe the legends may be true.
Are you receiving, over?
Repeat that.
Are you receiving?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the problem I've got now is I can't really move very far at all, so I'm going to make my way back, but I've got no room to turn, so I'm going to have to try and come out backwards.
Yeah, it's best if you go feet first out anyway.
Okay, I'll see you in 5. the rumours of the tunnels underneath Brookdale Lodge, it would appear untrue. These are man-made. These are concrete. These are purpose-built. They have collapsed. I can't go any further.
As I made my way back to the others, inch by inch at a time, I was more than happy with what I'd actually achieved whilst in the tunnel. As I made my way back, something caught my eye.
So I've just found this in this light. It looks like a bangle. Some little twinkly things on it, shiny like little diamonds. That's what it looks like in this light. Heading back out now. We'll check it out when we get to the other end. Okay, so I found a bangle.
A bangle?
Yeah, it looks like kind of a dress thing from the, well, I don't know what era it could be. It could be as old as the 1920s. So I'm heading out now. I know I'm near the entrance now. I'm just going to bring back. Okay, so I'll be there in a second.
Weird.
I know. Yeah.
Mary, thoughts on that?
That is weird. I mean, under there.
Not a place that you would think would be frequented by people in any way, shape or form. There's for no reason for anybody to be under there.
No.
I know. I would. I'd also.
Didn't know it was there.
Yeah, exactly. We only discovered it tonight. I'd also suggest women's jewelry, exactly, Patty. Not man's. No. Not a hammer, not a work, and nothing like that. But a bracelet. Another mystery.
Another mystery. Here it comes.
Okay, so tunnel's collapsed. Further down. Come down.
That is weird.
What? That's from like the 50s era kind of a little Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's all. Wow. And it's so old. Look at it. It's just
It doesn't look modern, does it? At all?
No, not at all.
Yeah, I have one that's
You
very
found
similar.
one in the creek, just very similar.
You've got another
Similar.
one that almost, but similar
I would
to
say
this
similar,
one.
yeah.
And where did you find that?
In the creek, down creek, a little bit here from the lodge.
Downstream?
Downstream.
From here,
Uh-huh.
same stream,
Yeah,
further down.
same stream, clear.
And where did you find that?
Probably, I don't know how far down in terms of yards, but it was just there in the creek.
Was it on the other side of the highway?
Yes, on the other side of the highway. That
Same
would be
kind of
important.
design?
Similar, yes.
Yeah, what about condition?
It was in better condition.
In better condition?
Yes, it was in better condition.
Could there have been a pair?
And I believe I still have it. It could have been a pair. It could have been a blending, matching, not matching.
Would it be possible
pair.
for us to take a look at that?
I can, absolutely.
Can we do that?
Uh-huh.
When can we do that?
I can take a look for them in the morning.
That would be fantastic.
Okay.
Can you do that? I'll give you my number.
Okay.
Give me a call. We'll hook up. Put them side by
That's going to
side.
fall apart.
Yeah, it is.
You want to hold it. Yeah.
Good. Okay, so what do you make of that?
I don't know what to make of that.
That's pretty weird, isn't it?
It is weird. It is weird.
What about the child's toy?
The child's toy. I thought I'd seen that child's toy when I just peeked down the way, but I thought it was. I didn't know what it was. I mean, I didn't think it was that. I just saw something orange, kind of, in there.
But the bracelet, that's kind of weird as well.
It is, and the fact that Amber has one similar to it that she found in the creek.
We've heard many years rumours of tunnels running under here.
Yes. Yeah. Did you see anything? It wasn't
Yeah.
a wall or anything?
Yeah.
We would have been on top of this, near the ceiling.
I confirm they are man-made walls, proper man-made walls.
Those could be corridors.
They are indeed. They look to me like corridors.
I could only get so far, I guess, back.
You were about here.
Yeah, I was about here.
Yeah.
From there to here, but the ceiling's collapsing in. No, I should say, the floor is collapsing in.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, and also there is some collapse in there as well, which means I couldn't go any further because the gap and the hole got smaller and smaller and smaller. And even I have to have a cut-off period when I think, if I get in there, am I going to get back out again? Because it was getting tight. There was nowhere to move, nowhere to turn around.
Yeah.
And it meant me crawling out backwards.
I figured you'd have to go out backwards. So I went over to get a visual on you because all of a sudden none of us could see you anymore.
Yeah.
So I went over to just try to get a visual. It was the old foundation from the previous construction. You know, you might find some things like that. But the bracelet
and child's toy.
The child's toy. Those are strange.
That's pretty strange.
Time at the Brookdale Lodge was now sadly coming to an end. Presented evidence to show that the Brookdale Lodge is certainly no rumour, but instead is home to spirits of the present and the past. And I have no doubt that mysteries both old and new will continue at the Brookdale Lodge for many, many years.
Two, three, and not bad, not bad. All right, we're gonna do one more.